Hello and welcome to this edition of Tigunia TipTok. Today we're going to be talking about assigning report IDs to business functions within Business Central or within Nav. It's all the same functionality. When you hit print on a sales invoice or on a purchase order or any of those other documents, there's some settings within Business Central that allows you to assign which report you want to use when you click on those print functions. We're going to go through that today. We're basically going to cover three areas today. One, looking at the report selection screen for the different areas. We're also going to then look at creating custom report layouts, at least the framework for that. We're not going to talk about how to modify those layouts in this video. We'll do that in another video. And then we'll talk about how to assign specific layouts to the report that you want to use through the report layout selection screen. So with that in mind, let's move over to Business Central and we'll take a look at each of those areas. So the first area we want to go to is the report selector, or the report selection area for each of the specific areas. So if I search for report selection and I show all, you can see that I've got report selector screens for most of the major areas within Business Central, whether it's sales, purchasing, banking, warehouse, and inventory. Each of those has specific settings for which report to use when you click on the function. We're going to focus on report selection for sales in this video. You can see when it comes up here then there's a specific usage that we want to look at first. So if I click on the drop down on the usage box at the top, you can see that there's various usages, whether it's the sales order, sales invoices, sales quotes, credit memos, sales shipments. This basically allows you to select that function and then assign whatever report you want to for that function. So in this case for sales orders, we've identified report 1305, which is the sales confirmation code to be able to use for sales orders. If I were to change this to invoice, you can see this drops down to report 1306, which is the report ID for the sales invoice. So you can make whatever changes you need to. You can hit the drop down box here and find the report that you want to use for that specific function. We're going to stay though for this video with report 1306 for the invoice, the sales invoice print function. You can also have settings here to decide whether you want to use this also for the email body. So if you're emailing your sales invoice, there are some settings and formats that you can use for the body, and whether you also want to use this for the email attachment. So you can have different formats for that if you need. So we're going to leave that then. Report 1306, we basically assign that report ID to the print invoice function. The next area we want to go to then is the custom reports. So if I go to custom report layouts, you can see that I've got various custom reports. All the reports have a built-in layout, and that built-in layout is either a Word format or an RDLC format. You can then create custom formats. You might have a customer that wants their invoice to look a little bit differently, or you might want to have a custom format for your Word documents, your Word invoices, to make it look a little bit nicer than what comes built in. So you can create these custom layouts. And you can create numerous. As you can see here, I've got 3 different custom layouts. I've got 1 RDLC custom. I've got 2 Word custom layouts. You can have as many as you need to assign as a general default or to assign to specific customers. Like I said before, we're not going to talk about how to modify the layouts in this video. That'll be in a different video on how to modify Word layouts or RDLC custom layouts. But at least for this video, you can see that we've got 3 different custom ones we can use. Now what we need to be able to do is say, I'm going to use report 1306 for invoices, but what layout am I going to use whenever I print the default custom layout? For that function, we want to go to report layout selector. So if I click on report layout selection, and then I can scroll down. This shows all of the reports that are within the system, or I can click on the search and find report 1306. So in this case, I've got report 1306, and over here in the selected layout is where you would assign which of the layouts you want to use as the default layout for that function. So you can use the built-in Word layout, you can use an RDLC built-in layout, or you can use one of your custom layouts for the default. So if I go ahead and I select custom layout, the next screen I get is a list of all of my custom layouts, and I can then decide which of these custom layouts I want to use. And therefore, whenever I print invoices within the system, it's going to use report 1306, and in this case it's going to use the Summit custom layout of that report. So this is a good way of being able to know which report you're looking at, which report you need to run or need to print, and then also what layout of that report you're running for the various business functions. So stay tuned for other videos where we're going to talk about how to modify those custom layouts and use them and assign them to customers, specific customers for their use. So hopefully, if you have any questions, you can give us a call here at Tigunia, or use the email that's showing to contact us, and we'll be glad to help you with any of your needs. Have a good day.